Hello, this is Cindy with Monday Musings, and I've had a request to do some paper bag mini albums. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm using just some normal everyday lunch bags this size, and I know that you can get some from Michael's that are smaller and a little better quality, but this is what I had at home, and this is what many of you may have at home, so that's what I'm using. So I did some research on YouTube, and I found lots of different ways of doing this, but this is one that I picked, and I may do some more using some others. And I got this from Paper Trails. Let me make sure of Follow the Paper Trail, that blog, and also YouTube channel. So I want to make sure I give credit to the person who came up with this way. So I've done some of these already, but I'm going to show you pretty easy. First of all, I'm going to take the bag, and the part that has this flap, I'm going to take my ATG, and I'm going to adhere that down, and then I'm going to fold that in, the flap to the inside, and I'm going to use my bone folder to crease this down because we've got, some bulk here, and you want to make sure that your fold is straight. So okay, we've got the flap sealed down, and we've got the folded over into the inside, the flap to the inside, and adhered down. So this one I'm folding first, creasing, flap to the inside, then lift up the flap and adhere it down. You can do this, and you can fold first or adhere first. It doesn't matter. Okay. So then that gives me 2 pages. So I'm going to flip this around and put these two ends together, the 2 flaps together. And I'm going to adhere these 2 together, and you can either completely, I'm going to use the sticky tape because we really need the strength, but you can choose to put your tape on all 4 sides and then just have the small mini page, or you can put it on 3 sides and leave the pocket. I'm going to do the 3 sides and leave the pocket out. Okay? So let's see, let me do that so it stays down. So I'm going to put the tape here, and here, and I'm being careful not to go over top of my tape. Saves your tape, plus it saves some hassle when it's time to take the cover off of it and reveal the adhesive. And here. Okay. Now this is strong enough that you don't need to put it on this page as well. So let's pull this cover up off, reveal our adhesive, I like this tape because it's so easy to get the red cover off of it. Okay, then you want to be very careful that you are lined up. However you need to do it, line up. And I think I missed that just by a little bit, but I'm sorry, my phone is going off and I forgot to turn the ringer down. Okay, so now what we have is a unit with a pocket, and we'll use that to put tags in. So here you have a page unit, and I made other page units. So now I have 3 of these page units, and Then I have one more bag that I adhered the flap down, but I'm just going to lay it here and leave this flap open, and the same thing here. Those are my front and back pages. So here is my book. Now, before I am finished, I'm going to adhere these pages each to each other with a strip of the tape here on the edges. But I don't want to do that yet, because it's easier to just work on one page unit at a time to put on our papers and to begin the decorations. You don't have to completely decorate it, but you should put your basis on there. You also can measure this and make your book shorter. Right now, this is about 7.5 inches, and this gives you lots of room to decorate, and it's going to make for about an 8-inch book, because when we put our chipboard cover on, then it's going to be just a little bit bigger. Now I've got a piece of chipboard out here, and I've cut it, I think it's just a little over 8 inches that I'll trim it down, and I'm going to adhere, let me find one of my front and back pages, I'm going to adhere, do this right, sorry, okay, there, I'm going to adhere my front page flap to the front page. I will just do the 3 tape areas so that I can have a pocket, and then this will fold over and be its cover. I will also have one on the back. I'll find my other flat page. And attach it the same way. When I'm finished, I'm going to take a piece of canvas or fabric or grunge paper and make a binding over there across that. Okay, so but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I want to start out with one of my page units, and this is going to be a spring Easter album. So I've got a lot of pastel colors. Well, that's not pastel, that just kind of got there. But I've got some pastel colors to use, and I've got just a lot of texture on my card. I'm going to use the Tim Holtz seasonal stash papers, just a lot of different things. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and this is, some of these these are just flimsy papers, but some of these are not, a little more heavyweight cardstock. It doesn't really matter what you use, because you're going to adhere it completely down. So I'm going to start out with my favorite color, which you all know is purple, and I'm going to measure this and make a small mark. I really should be using a pencil. Here we go. I'm going to make a small mark here, and here. Now you can make these shorter or smaller if you like, and let some of the bag show, as a trim around. But I'm not going to do that. I want to cover all of my bag, because this is more of a springy, cutesy, not really cutesy, but a springy floral album, and I don't really want the edges of the craft bag to show. So I'm going to cut this on my lines. actually think I cut that too short. I was using my paper trimmer upside down. My goodness. Okay, let's see what damage I've done. Okay, that's easily fixed. My. Seems like I just can't do a video without showing you how to fix a mistake, can I? But that's okay. We all do. We all make mistakes. So, you know, have confidence. Even the teachers mess up. Okay, there we go. So get my bag back, and I'm going to use my ATG. And adhere this. Now right here is the little lip that is on the bag, but I'm going to go ahead and cover that because later I will use a circle punch to cut out a half circle that looks a little better than that. Okay, so there's our first I want to say base coat as a painter, but that is our first background. There we go. Let's call that a background. So let's see. Let me find something that will coordinate. Okay, let's use this. And again, I want to measure. Now, you know, you could do this with a ruler, but I'm just a little bit lazy about rulers, so, you know, marks work just as well. Okay. And I want to make sure that I don't use my paper cutter upside down this time. Okay, I'll line that up. And line it up here. And once again, I will adhere this. Okay, so now we've got the first page going, and we can go move to this page. And I'm going to go with, let's see, let's go with green. Let me grab a sheet of green out, a nice spring green. And do my high-tech measuring again. Okay. Just hearing my son's TV in the background. I think I want the texture side of my paper to show, so I'm going to put the adhesive on the smooth side. I've decided to do all of my background in solid colors and then do my decorating with pattern paper. And I really like the combination of pink and green, so let's put pink on this one. I'm sorry for the noise in the background. Where did my other mark go? There it is. My goodness. Okay. Alright, try to get some of that noise out of the background. Okay, so we have a start. We have a page, we have a pocket, and we have another page. And then the next thing I would do is put another sheet of paper on here and on here. And then we'd have our first set of pages begun. And then we could start on the next set. So I'm not going to make you watch me do the backgrounds for all of these pages. I'm going to go ahead and stop the camera right now and come back to you when I get all of that done.